Welcome back. Couple of minutes before we get the second half underway. And again, if you are just joining us, this is a regional quarterfinal game, I should say, Division 7. And at the half, it's the Leipsic Vikings leading the homestanding Hicksville Aces by 3, 16-13. 2 touchdowns, 2 successful 2-point conversions for the Leipsic Vikings. 2 touchdowns, 1 successful kick, and 1 miss from Salvador Alvalos for the 13 points on the Aces side of the scoreboard. Aces will be receiving the ball, so they will be on offense first when we get this third quarter underway. And again, we want to say a big thank you to our tournament football broadcast underwriters, making our HIX-TV coverage possible. The Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships with us for the entire football season and the playoff run as well. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. Also, our tournament underwriters, we want to thank so very much the Community Memorial Hospital here in Hicksville, Ohio, the Hicksville Rotary Club, our good friends from the Hicksville Athletic Boosters, and the Alliance Tax Services of Hicksville, Ohio, Denise Suter and her crew. And thanks also to Smith Brown Funeral Home this evening, to the Hicksville Bank, to Kroll Insurance, and to the First Federal Hicksville branch. All of them lending us their underwriting support and making it possible for us to cover the tournament action with the broadcast license fees we have to pay to the OHSAA. And hopefully we'll be with you in week number 12, and that will mean, of course, traveling to neutral sites. So again, we just cannot thank those community members enough for their support of Hicksville Community Television and our Aces football tournament broadcasts. Glad to have you here with us. Again, the Aces started off, to be honest, pretty cold offensively. They were not able to get anything really going until we got into the second quarter, but they were able to punch a couple in the second quarter. We were scoreless after one. The Vikings were moving the ball up and down the field pretty well, but they were just stalling out in the red zone. They turned it over on downs one time. They fumbled it once. Finally able to punch it in early in the second quarter. The Aces answered, and we've gone back and forth. We've seen some pretty good passing from Jake Greer and company, some pretty good punting from Logan Neihart. So we'll see what happens here as we get ready for the second half of action here tonight. Berger, their kickoff man. Tunis deep, along with Evans and Comiso. Jordan Berger lines it into the corner, and it goes out of bounds. That'll be a flag. So the Aces should have pretty good field position to start off this offensive series. And it's going to be right at the, it looks like right at the 45-yard line. And so that's where the Aces will set up shop, 1st and 10. Coach Smith, a couple of quick words for his squad, and they come on out. And we're ready to get this second half underway. 11:58 remaining. Here we go. Greer keeps himself. Jake takes off. 1st down yardage and then some. Jake Greer out near the 40-yard line of the Vikings. Looks like they took him down at about the 41. We'll see where they officially spot it. Looks like it's going to be about the 42-yard line. Indeed, that's where they will put the ball down. 1st and 10 for the Aces. Again, Greer puts a man in motion. Tunis passes by in front of him. Greer, ball in the air. And that looked, oh, they're consulting. Comiso either trapped it or made the grab. And they're going to say it was trapped, so it'll be 2nd and 10. Now, we had one of those for the Vikings in the first half, and they said it was a completion. Wouldn't be a football game if we didn't get on the officials a little bit. 2nd and 10 for the Aces. Bill Murphy, Kate Murphy, glad to have you here. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. Lateral, and that's going to be a one-hopper and no good.
Together.
So 3rd and 10. They lateraled it out to Tunis, and Tunis was there, and he was open, but the ball bouncing off the turf and into his hands. Third and 10 for the Aces. Ball at the 42-yard line of the Leipsic Vikings. Greer drops back, looks downfield, nothing there. He's being chased. Greer escapes one and hurls it towards the sideline. It'll be incomplete. Hunter Evans, the intended receiver, but there is a flag on the field. They allowed the play to continue, and it's going to be holding against the Aces. So here's a interesting situation for the Leipsic Vikings. Do they take the penalty and back them up 10 and give them another crack at 3rd down? Or do they decline it and make it a 4th and 10? So holding, and they're going to back him up. The hold is a spot foul. It took place on the 50, so that's going to back them all the way up to the Aces' 40-yard line. And that's going to make it a 3rd down and about 28 yards. So Greer going to put his arm into it. Parker Thiel makes the catch. Thiel still on his feet, spins away.
They're waving it off. Was he out of bounds?
And Thiel makes the catch, and he's going to move the chains. And they're going to say that when he made that spin move after catching the ball, he stepped out of bounds at the 26-yard line. So Parker Thiel makes the catch, and then when he spun away from the defender, he steps out of bounds, but still it's a completion and a 1st down for the Aces. Greer hangs on to the ball himself inside the 25, down to about the 23. Pickup of a couple. Give him about 3, make it 2nd and 7. So Parker Thiel, not only a brilliant catch to get in the end zone in the first half, but he saves the bacon of the Aces here in the second. Direct snap to Comiso. Greer blocking for Mason. Mason turns the corner. Mason still on his feet, heading for the end zone. He knocked over the pylon, and he's good. Touchdown, Aces. Mason Comiso scampers in from about 23 yards out. Touchdown, and the Aces, for the first time tonight, take the lead, 19-16. So the Aces come out, and they march down the field. They don't let a massive holding penalty jam them up. Down, kick is up. Salvador Avalos splits the upright, bounces it off the roof of the concession stand, and the Aces up by 4 now, 20-16. Kick it back, and that's a 10:40 left in the third quarter here. They'll get ready to kick it off to the Leipsic Vikings. They've energized their offense. We'll see if the defense is likewise on a roll. And it'd be nice if they could put a stop on the Vikings offense. We'll see what defensive adjustments the Aces have made at halftime coming up. Another lap around the stadium for the flag bearer. He's breathing a little heavy now. Avalos sets the tee. And here we go. We'll get ready to kick it off to the Leipsic Vikings. With 10:40 left to go in quarter number 3. Low liner, and it squirts past the Vikings. They pick it up at the 5-yard line. And they take it back to about the 15. Might have got to the 16. That was Nick Shea. Had to backtrack. Picked it up around the 5-yard line. And he returns Avalos' kick about 11 yards. We'll see where they place it at the 16. So give Nick Shea an 11-yard return. And here we go. Schrader works out of the shotgun. Hand off. Not much there. Gavin Lomel. Lomel with the carry. And Lomel might have got out to about the 23. Now, pickup of a couple. Or excuse me, gets out to about the 18-yard line. So, pickup of a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Vikings. Schrader drops back, puts it in the air quickly. Nobody there. Incomplete. Intended receiver, I think, was Tyler Heigl. And he was not going to get to that pass. 3rd and long for the Leipsic Vikings, deep in their end of the field. They'll break huddle. Their sophomore quarterback, Dylan Schrader, working out of the shotgun. Takes a snap, looks over, throws out a quick hitter. It's up in the air and incomplete. Intended receiver, Cole Riemann. Riemann, it bounced up in the air, and everybody was running after it, but it hits the turf. That's going to bring up 4th down. The Aces get the stop they needed. And we'll see what they can do here with this punt. Comiso's going to be the deep man, and Tunis will be backing him up. Snap. Kick is up. Comes down. Comiso drops it. Picks it back up. Mason Comiso, a little shake and bake move, and he gets across midfield. So credit Mason Comiso. Wasn't able to make the catch, but kept it in front of him, scooped it up, and he's able to pick up about 6 yards and gets taken down right at midfield. 1st and 10 for the Aces. So Hicksville with some decent field position and maybe a chance to add to this 4-point lead. 16-20, the Aces on top. It's the first time that they have led in this game. They'll break huddle. Here we go. Aces crowd a little peppier now. I don't know whether it's because they got something to eat at halftime or Hicksville taking the lead, but quick hitter, and again off the turf. Greer tries to make that quick out pass to Tunis, and again throws the incompletion. Clock will stop on the incomplete pass. 9:24 to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 10 from the midfield stripe. Direct snap to Mason Comiso. Comiso finds his seam. Comiso still on his feet. Comiso breaks through inside the 40-yard line, and he'll finally come down at about the 37. First down, Aces. Direct snap to Mason Comiso is a new innovation that the Aces are debuting tonight. We have not seen that all throughout the regular season. Timeout on the field. The Leipsic Vikings need to talk things over. And it's almost like a mirror image of the way this game started. In the first half, especially in that first quarter, it was the Leipsic offense that was just pounding the ball up and down the field. And the Aces defense kind of back on their heels and not able to do much of anything. And here after the halftime break, you got the Aces that have come out strong on offense, and then they've been able to stymie the Leipsic offense. So we still have a lot of football left to play here on this Saturday night. But we're going to have ourselves a football game, no doubt about it. All right, we'll come out of the timeout. 9:14 left to go in the third quarter. Jake Greer hangs onto the ball himself. Jake spin move, dives out to the 30-yard line. That'll pick up about 8. Now they'll give him credit for 7. Greer gets 7, and the Aces a 2nd and 3 from the Leipsic 30-yard line. Comiso in motion. Gets the ball from Greer. Mason Comiso. Nothing doing. He's going to lose a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd down, and they'll back him up to the 31-yard line. So that'll make it a 3rd and 4. Greer gets the snap. Jake hangs onto it himself, powering forward. He's not going to make it. They got him around the ankles. He got inside the 30-yard line, but they're going to mark him down. Looks like about the 29. Now just inside the 30. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 3. So the Aces 4th and 3. And they're lining up like they're going for it. Crowd loves it. Tunis in motion. And a timeout. Trying to get him to jump, obviously, and the Leipsic Vikings weren't doing it. So they're not able to get him to jump to pick up the first down the easy way. So now it'll be decision time. They want to try to see if Nyhart can kind of pooch kick it and see if he can drop it inside the 10-yard line. Or they want to go for it. Even if they don't gain anything, they'll still only be turning it over on about the 30-yard line. So we'll see what Coach Smith comes up with. That's why they pay him to make those decisions. 4th and 3 for the Aces. Again, the ball on the Leipsic 30-yard line. Hunter Evans coming off the field. Parker Thiel. Peyton Tunis. Greer under center. He's got Nyhart behind him. Jake rolls out. Looks downfield. Jake's still on his feet. Jake's going to just run for it. And Greer, I think, got the first down. If not, it's going to be mighty close. Greer, I think, got down to about the third. I think he got a yard more than they needed. It looked like he was stretching out and he was looking across the field at the down marker as he was running. They needed to get to about the 27, and Greer got him down to the 26. So a fresh set of downs. The Aces stay alive offensively. Comiso in motion as Greer takes a snap. Jake hangs onto it, goes up the middle, still on his feet, and he fumbles the ball, and the Leipsic Vikings recover. Greer working his way through, and he didn't hold on to the football. Jake Greer loses it, and it's a fumble recovery for the Leipsic Vikings.
I didn't even know that there was a fumble.
It's at the 19-yard line. I have no idea who recovered it for Leipsic. It was lost in a blur of red and white. So 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, and the Aces turn it over for the first time tonight. And here come the Leipsic Vikings, seeing if they can make it count for something. Schrader, handoff out to the 25-yard line for Lommel. So Lommel gets him 6 yards. Make it 2nd and 4. Clock will continue to roll. As again, the Vikings will be looking at a 2nd and 4 from their own 25-yard line. And Schrader will work out of the shotgun. High snap, handoff, and a couple more yards. That was Riemann getting out to about the 27. That'll make it 3rd and about 2. So the Leipsic Vikings facing a 3rd and 2. Under 6 minutes left in quarter number 3. Schrader. Handoff. First down yardage, maybe not. First down, but a flag thrown near the end of the play. Lommel got him out to about the 34-yard line, but they're going to back him up. Holding. So a holding call against the Vikings, going to back him up. And that's going to take him back to about their original line of scrimmage. They're back to the 19-yard line. for a 3rd and 10. So Schrader facing a 3rd and long deep in his own end of the field. Sophomore quarterback gets the snap, drops back. He's looking, gets the ball in the air. He's got a man open, caught. 1st down yardage across the 35-yard line to the 36, and I think that was Edgar Shamali, number 3. So Edgar Shamley makes the grab and gets him a fresh set of downs. The Aces now what can you say? That one got away from him. Schrader puts a man in motion. Hand off to Sanchez, number 34. Sanchez to the 40, just across the 40-yard line. Pickup of about 4, 2nd and 6. .436 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, Aces leading 20-16 in this Division 7 regional quarterfinal game. Schrader's going to move up under center for the Leipsic Vikings. Quick handoff to Sanchez, and he goes nowhere. Sanchez might have got a yard or so. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4. For the Leipsic Vikings. Ball on the 43-yard line. Here we go. Schrader up again under center. Sanchez behind him along with Lommel. Dropping back to throw, puts the ball in the air. It's caught by Riedel. Riedel gets across midfield. Or Riemann, I should say. Cole Riemann takes it to the 42-yard line. Now they're going to mark him actually at the 41. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. So the Aces looked like they had him bottled up on their end of the field, but the Vikings showing why they're in the playoffs. They've moved downfield, and now they're on the Aces side of the field with a 1st and 10 from Hicksville's 41-yard line. Looking to take the lead back in this contest. Dylan Schrader under center. Hands off again. Number 11, Lommel, gets out to the, just gets across the 40-yard line. Give him a couple. And make it 2nd and 8. Lommel's going to come out of the game. Give him a bit of a breather. Vikings switch personnel around. They'll break their huddle. Sanchez, the lone back behind Schrader. He'll drop back in the shotgun. Oh, I take that back. That wasn't Sanchez. That's number 6. That's Neese. Neese powers it down to about the 42-yard or the 37-yard line to make it 3rd and 6. Two minutes exactly left in the 3rd quarter. Clock continuing to run. Schrader will come back up under center. Hand off to Lommel. Lommel is going to be brought up short. And it'll be a 4th and short for the Vikings. And based on everything we've seen so far, they're going to go for it. 4th and 2 for Leipsic. near the end of the third quarter. Vikings looking to get the lead back in this game. Schrader will work out of the shotgun. Lomo behind him. Hand off to Lomo. Lomo's going to get taken down, and he's not going to make it. The Aces are going to get the ball back on downs. They handed it off to Gavin Lomo, who most of the time you can count on for those 2 yards, but the Aces were waiting for him. They bring him down a yard short, so they'll take over on downs, 1st and 10 on their own 33-yard line. 52 seconds left in our third quarter, and the Aces back on offense, up by 4. Again, Coach Smith. A couple quick words for his offense. We get ready to get back at it. Greer all alone in the backfield. Puts Tunis in motion. Hand off to Peyton Tunis. Tunis with the ball. Tunis gets around the corner. Tunis still on his feet at midfield. Peyton Tunis moves the chains and puts the Aces in good field position. 17-yard scamper puts the ball right in midfield, 1st and 10 Hicksville. They'll stop the clock while they move the chains. 40 seconds and counting. Greer positioning a couple players. Takes the snap. Jake, ball in the air. Parker Thiel, caught, knocked out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It looks like they're going to put him right on the 15. 1st and 10 Aces. 18 seconds still to go in quarter number 3, and the Aces are back in the red zone. Field goes out of bounds, so they'll stop the clock until they snap the ball. Greer, all alone in the backfield again, puts Comiso in motion. Hand off to Comiso. Comiso looking to turn the corner. Stiff arms, and he's going to get taken back down behind the line of scrimmage. They'll keep the ball rolling, or keep the clock rolling. Comiso, a good stiff arm, but that's going to put that'll be the end of the third quarter. Time expires, and after 3, it's the Aces leading the Leipsic Vikings 20-16. We'll be back, and we'll have the fourth quarter coming up here on HIX-TV. Left in regulation. The Aces cheerleaders throwing out the little footballs. They haven't made it up into the press box yet this season, though. No arm strength. I should just have you go down and just ask for one. That's what people are doing. Boy, oh boy. We want to say a big thank you to our football broadcast underwriters making our coverage possible. The Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. Thanks also to our tournament football broadcast underwriters. We want to thank Kroll Insurance, First Federal's Hicksville branch, the Smith Brown Funeral Home, the Hicksville Bank, and special thanks also to our good friends at Community Memorial Hospital in Hicksville, Alliance Tax Services in Hicksville, the Hicksville Rotary Club, and the Hicksville Athletic Boosters, all of them lending us their support and making it possible for us to be bringing you Aces tournament football coverage here on Hicksville Community Television. We cannot, and I say that again, we cannot thank them enough. We're getting ready for the fourth quarter. Greer takes the snap. Jake's in trouble. Going to hang on to the ball. Greer takes off. Greer's got some running room, and Greer takes it down near the 5-yard line. On that 2nd and 11 play, Jake Greer busted coverage, but he hangs on to the ball, and Jake takes it down to about the 7-yard line to give him a 3rd and 3. Logan Neihart coming into the game to give him a little muscle. on the running game. Comiso also back there behind Greer, who steps up under center. Greer, Tunis in motion, hands off. Logan, or no, I take it back. We're waiting for an official word. I think it was Nyhart with the carry.
Sure.
Oh, okay, so Comiso had the ball, and it's a touchdown. I could have sworn that they gave the ball to Nyhart, but Comiso got his hands on it, and he got into the end zone, and all the referees were sort of standing around. Everybody was raising their hands, like touchdown, not. And another failed extra point attempt from Salvador Avalos. So it remains a 10-point lead for the Aces with the touchdown. And again, it's Mason Comiso running it in from 7 yards out. It's the Aces now leading the Leipsic Vikings by 10, 26-16, with 11 minutes and 13 seconds left in regulation. So the Aces, you got to give them credit in this game. They were down early. They came back. They did not panic. They held their own. They kept it close. And here in this second half, they've been able to take the lead and then add to the lead. And so far, they have held the Leipsic Vikings scoreless for the last about 13 minutes or so, the entire third quarter. And here for about the first 45 seconds of quarter number 4. Avalos gets ready to kick it off to the Leipsic Vikings. Here we go, Avalos. Again, a low liner, and it rolls, and it's going to go back into the end zone. So Salvador Avalos with the touchback. I think that is his first time doing that all season. Seen a lot of firsts here tonight. That's kind of what's fun about playoff football. He changed things up a little bit. So Avalos kicks it into the end zone. Touchback, and that means that the Leipsic Vikings will go back on offense, 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Schrader's going to work out of the shotgun, drops back, puts the ball in the air. It's caught and then dropped. The catch was sort of made. It was Hunter Mormon, but Mormon turned to move up the field before he had control of the ball, and it dropped out of his hands. So an incomplete pass makes it 2nd and 10 for the Vikings. Here at Aces Field. Schrader. Again with a snap this time. Quick handoff and a big hole, and he's off to the races. Credit Mason Van Atta for saving the touchdown, as Gavin Lomel had quite a seam open up for him, and he was gone. Van Atta gets him around the ankles and brings him down at the 40-yard line. Schrader. Low snap, scoops it up, puts the ball in the air, caught, and brought down. Riemann makes the catch and picks up about 7. Bring up a 2nd and 3. And they get the ball out to the 46-yard line. Well, right between the 46 and 47-yard line for the Vikings. Schrader drops back, puts the ball in the air. And we're going to have a flag. And I think that's going to go against the Aces.
What did he say?
So we're going to have a pass interference call. So pass interference against the Aces. That'll be an automatic first down. And they'll move the ball out to about the Aces' 38-yard line. So the Leipsic Vikings look to take advantage of the penalty here. Schrader gets the snap, hands it off, takes it into about the 45-yard line, to be the 35-yard line. Lommel will get him a few. Pickup of about 3 to make it 2nd and 7. Vikings break huddle. Looking at a 2nd and 7 from the 35-yard line of the Aces. Lommel going to pick up maybe a couple more. Gavin Lommel gets to about the 33-yard line. That'll make it 3rd and about 5. Here come the Vikings. They'll break huddle. Looking at a 3rd and 5 from the Aces' 33-yard line. They're down by 10. Schrader again rolling out. Puts the ball in the air. Caught. And taken down at about the 16-17-yard line. Catch made by Hunter Mormon. That'll give him a first down. And they'll be inside the red zone. They'll put the ball at the 17-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10, Vikings. Clock rolling, 8:40 left in regulation. Vikings need to put some points on the board with this possession. They want to get back into this game. They're down by 10. Schrader laterals it over, and it's dropped. Lommel just wanted to make sure with a lateral like that it could be a live ball, so he falls on it. And they are going to say it, well, they're discussing it. And they're going to say it's an incomplete pass. It was forward. It's kind of interesting. You had people screaming lateral on one side of our broadcast position and people screaming incomplete pass on the other side. So 2nd and 10 when all is said and done for the Vikings. Dylan Schrader works out of the shotgun again. He'll hand it off to Lommel again. Lommel powers it forward and gets down to about the 10-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and about 3, I think. So a 3rd and 3 for the Vikings at the Aces' 10-yard line as the clock continues to tick away. Closing in on 7.5 minutes left in regulation. Again, a handoff to Lommel, and Lommel is going to get taken down shy of the first down marker. Lommel they're giving forward progress to about the 9. They'll make it 4th and 2. So the Vikings going for it, obviously. It's the fourth quarter. If you lose, your season is over. They're on the Aces 9-yard line. There's no doubt about 4-down territory here. Their sophomore quarterback, Dylan Schrader, works out of the shotgun. They bring in their power runner, Neese, number 6, and they're going to take a timeout. So the Leipsic Vikings take a timeout, and that leaves them with just one remaining for the balance of the game. 6:51 left in regulation. The Vikings are down by 10, but they've got the ball on the Aces 9-yard line. Unfortunately for them, though, it's 4th and 2. So while they talk about it and figure out what it is that they're going to do, we're going to say another big thank you to all of our football tournament broadcast underwriters. First off, those that have come on board to specifically help us be able to bring you tournament football coverage for the 2016 football postseason. Thanks so very much to our good friends from the Hicksville Athletic Boosters, from Alliance Tax Services. I want to also say a big, big thank you to the Hicksville Rotary Club and to Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville. Thanks also, Crawl Insurance, First Federal of Hicksville's branch, the Smith Brown Funeral Home, and of course our good friends at the Hicksville Bank, all of them supporting our tournament broadcast coverage, along with our football sponsors, all of our Aces sports sponsors and underwriters, we should say, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. 4th and 2. Schrader gets the snap. He's still got the ball. He manages to get rid of it. It's incomplete. You either get rid of the ball or get taken down for a loss. So the Aces hold them. They take over on downs deep in their own territory, but the Aces will have the ball back. 1st and 10 on their own 9-yard line. 6:46. Up by 10. And the Aces would love to be able to run 2 or 3 plays on the ground, get a first down, burn some time off the clock, get themselves some breathing room. We'll see what the strategy is from Coach Smith. Comiso in the backfield next to Greer. Greer takes the snap. Jake hangs onto the ball. Off he goes. Greer still on his feet. Jake hanging onto the football with both hands as they take him down at about the 23, 24-yard line. That'll be good for a first down. It'll keep that clock rolling. And again, remember, they'll stop the clock long enough to move the chains. And also remember that the Leipsic Vikings only have 1 timeout left. Clock starts rolling as soon as they get the chains set. It's 1st and 10 for the Aces on their own 24-yard line. Coach Smith calls in the play from the sidelines. Again, Comiso beside Greer in the backfield. Greer again is going to hang on to it. Jake up to the 30-yard line and dives across into the 31. That'll be a pickup of about 6. Put the ball at the 31-yard line, 2nd and about 3. So they'll give Jake 7 on the carry. Ball at the Aces 31-yard line. As the clock continues to roll. Comiso behind Greer now. Greer, direct snap to Mason Comiso. Comiso looks to turn the corner, and he does. Comiso, first down yardage, and he's taken down at about the 36-yard line. Another first down for the Aces. 5:16 left in the game. They'll set the markers, and they'll start the clock again. The clock is like the Aces' 12th man right now. Every second that ticks by is 1 second less that the Leipsic Vikings are going to have to work with. And they'll need to score twice in order to win this game. Greer Rolls out. Jake hangs on to the ball. Reverses his field. Stiff arms. And out to about the 39-yard line. Greer picks up about 3 to make it 2nd and 7. Stays in the field to play. Four minutes when they snap the ball left in the game. Greer fakes the pitch, hangs on to it. Jake straight ahead. First down yardage across the 50. Jake across the 40. Jake takes it to about the 37-yard line and goes down. That'll move the chains. Jake Greer gets him another first down. Takes the ball down to the 37-yard line of the Leipsic Vikings. Keeps the clock rolling. And we're down to about 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in regulation. Greer all alone in the backfield. Puts Tunis in motion. Hands it off to Peyton. Peyton around the corner. Peyton still on his feet. Tunis gets inside the 30-yard line, close to a first down. Tunis gets to about the 29-yard line. That'll make it 2nd and about 2 for the Aces. As we'll go down to 3 minutes left in this game. Aces get the call from the sideline. Comiso and Greer drop back. Snap to Greer. Comiso ahead of him. Jake grabbed by the ankles but gets down to the 25-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. So the Aces, fresh set of downs. They'll stop the clock briefly. 2:35 left to go in this contest. And with the Aces up by 10, 2 minutes and 35 seconds is still a lot of time in a football game, but you got to start feeling a little bit good about their chances of advancing to regional semifinals next week. Greer all alone in the backfield. Clock rolling, approaching 2 minutes. Comiso in motion. Greer fakes the handoff. Jake hangs onto the ball. Jake heading towards the end zone. Jake spin move, and he'll be taken down inside the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for the Aces. So Hicksville's going to be set up with a 1st and goal inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line, and they'll be looking to put the final nail in the coffin for the Leipsic Vikings here tonight. Ball on the 3-yard line. Aces looking to punch it in, go up by 16, maybe 17. And that'll pretty much make the last minute and a half or so of this game academic. Pitch out to Peyton Tunis. Tunis heading towards the end zone. And he's in. Touchdown. Peyton Tunis takes it in from 3 yards out. Aces go up 32-16. It's a 16-point lead for Hicksville. And here comes Salvador Avalos to see if he can make that a 17-point lead and pretty much punch Hicksville's tickets into the regional semifinals next week. Kick is up. And good. Salvador Avalos puts it through the uprights, and the Aces up by 17, and it's a Flying body slam for Zach Whitty from head coach Lucas Smith. He comes out, shakes the hands of Peyton Tunis and Mason Comiso, two of his offensive powerhouses this evening. Aces look to have this one well in hand. Salvador Avalos getting a quick little pep talk and some probably a few last-minute instructions for this upcoming kick. The Vikings are going to get the ball back, but they're down by 17, and they've only got 1 minute and 39 seconds and 1 timeout. So stranger things have happened, but they don't happen very often. Avalos tees it up. Well, see some Ayersville varsity jackets in the crowd. The Pilots were winners in their regional quarterfinal game on Friday night. Ball bounces off on his feet and brought down at about the 32-yard line. I think that might have been Hunter Mormon that made the grab. He'll take it out to about the 32-33-yard line. Minute 32 left on the clock. And it'll be the Vikings ball, 1st and 10. On the 33-yard line is where they officially place it. So Leipsic is going to have to score quickly and often here. They want to pull this one out. Parker Field coming off, as is Mason Comiso. Aces defense set. Quick handoff up the middle. Nothing doing. Got a new quarterback in. That's Drew Liffick. He is only a freshman. And I think that might be the white flag going up from Leipsic. Put the freshman in to get him some experience and give him a little taste of playing in the postseason. 1:06. Clock continues to roll. And here on the Aces sideline, it's like a bottle of pop that you've been shaking and shaking and shaking. Quick handoff. Ball carried by number 18, Cole Williamson. Williamson, another freshman. Williamson out to the 35-yard line. Clock continues to roll as we go under 40 seconds. And some of the youth of the Hicksville squad is coming in as well, as Coach Smith letting some of his younger players get the opportunity to say that they played in a playoff game. Take a high snap, pitch out. Heads towards the sideline. That's Juan Pena. Pena, another freshman, and that is all she wrote. Time expires, and the Aces win their regional quarterfinal game. They defeat the Leipsic Vikings. Final score, Aces 33, Leipsic 16. There were two different halves. The first half, Leipsic was moving up and down the field. They had the Aces on their heels a little bit, but the Aces stayed close, held tough. And the second half, it was all Hicksville. They come out, hold the Vikings scoreless, and come away 33-16 victors to advance to week number 12 and a regional semifinal game. Now we'll find out if this game is being done on Saturday night. Tomorrow we'll get the official word from the OHSAA as to who the Aces will be playing and where that game will be played. But have no doubt, we will make every effort to be there with our cameras and have coverage for you next week as again the Aces will advance to regional semifinals with their win here tonight. Everybody's congratulating everybody else. Of course, also, like I said, we want to congratulate the Ayersville Pilots. We know that they were also winners. They played on Friday night. And the Tenora Rams were in action this evening as well. We haven't had any word on how well they fared, but hopefully we'll have a few Northwest Ohio representatives and representatives of the Green Meadows Conference making a bit of a statement in the playoff run this year. As we get ready to wrap things up, we want to once again say a huge thank you, first off, to our Hicksville Aces Sports underwriters here on HIX-TV with us for every Aces Sports broadcast the entire school year. The Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford lend us their support, and they are with us making it possible for us to cover not only the varsity football games like we have here, they make it possible for us to go on the road for the away games in varsity football, also our volleyball coverage, and as we move on into the second half of the holiday season and then the second half of the school year, our basketball coverage and wrestling and so forth, all of that made possible through the generous underwriting support of Jim Schmidt. Cannot thank them enough. And hopefully you will do the same. Remember, if you're in the market for a vehicle, whether it's brand spanking new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you owe it to yourself to check out the great selection they have on the lots of the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, or you can check out the entire inventory online at jimschmidtauto.com. Now, we also want to thank a number of our underwriters who came on board to help make sure that we were able to bring you all this tournament coverage because, again, there are additional costs. We have to pay licensing fees to the Ohio High School Athletic Association. We have to travel to neutral sites and so forth. And so we get a little extra financial shot in the arm to help offset those costs from our other local underwriters for tournament football coverage. We want to thank them so very, very much. Our very good friends, Community Memorial Hospital, terrific facility here in Hicksville that we are so lucky to have. Also, Denise Suter and everyone at Alliance Tax Services, we want to thank them so very much and remind you, coming up pretty soon, Thanksgiving and the Christmas cruise through. Denise Suter is the force behind that. And if you haven't had the opportunity to check it out, by all means, put that on your calendar. It's a wonderful, absolutely free community event that goes on for the holiday season. Thanks also to our good friends at the Hicksville Rotary Club. Coach Smith and his seniors were there from the football team at the Rotary Club meeting last week. And just a bunch of fine young men, and what a great organization, the Hicksville Rotary Club. And we also want to thank Jack Schock and everybody with the Hicksville Athletic Boosters for lending their support. Thanks also to our good friends at Crawl Insurance, the Hicksville Bank here in Hicksville, Smith Brown Funeral Home of Hicksville, and, of course, First Federal Bank's Hicksville branch. All of them, thank you so very much for your underwriting support. Thanks also to Misters Hott and Overmeyer, not only the athletic directors, but they're the tournament managers, and we have to go through. They have to treat us like everybody else, so we want to thank them for accepting our paperwork and getting us. We have such a wonderful relationship and great space here. This is going to be the last game that we have here at Aces Field for 2016. So for all those who were here in the stands, with us and up in the press box, we want to thank everybody so very, very much. And most of all, we want to thank you for tuning in and watching and enjoying Aces football sports action here on Hicksville Community Television. So with that, we will wrap it up. This will be our last broadcast from this field till 2017. And with that, we'll get ready for the neutral sites and week number 12 in Division 7. It'll be a regional semifinal. Time and place and team to be played to be announced. We'll find that out tomorrow, but we'll have it for you coming up right here on HIX-TV. And so with that, for Kate Murphy on the camera, I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television, wishing you, well, first off, we can say congratulations to the Aces for the regional quarterfinal win, and wishing you good night and good sports.